What's it called?
Bilibili. A man in big movie fans and huge Harry Potter fans on our side.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
So please say hi to all of our users. On
Hey guys.
Yeah! Bilibili! I love you so much.
Newt, why do strange creatures love you so much?
That's her brother?
I think that might have been the best rabbit of all.
Credence survives. And for Credence, the big question now is...
I want to know who I am.
Comparing with the first movie, is there any big changes about your roles?
I think actually not just us three, but all of the characters are going through quite significant changes. Some a little more extreme than others, but yeah, there's a lot of change.
I think Newt's getting a bit more angry. He's beginning to realize that like people are just exploiting his goodwill. He's like, do you know what? Enough already. Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fair, by the way.
Also, this is how an English man gets angry.
Yeah,
Enough already. Stop.
That is about as angry as he gets. He's like,
I'm upset about it.
genuinely, I think that is about as angry as he gets. He's like, I know you're manipulating me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am. He's like,
Well, I'm going to let that happen, but he's slightly upset about it. Yeah.
sorry.
sorry, I said something.
And we saw a very surprising new female character in the trailer. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The moment has come to take our rightful place.
How do you think about this character at first? Any guess how who she is?
It was pretty amazing,
Yeah.
I've got to say. When you read the script, and there were various things, most of which haven't been revealed in the trailers, that were so delicious as you kind of, the connections between the Potter world, that about once every 7 pages, I got tingles.
Yes.
I got Harry Potter tingles.
Yes, lion bumps.
Yeah.
To be in that, Eddie wasn't in the scene where that character is revealed, but we were, and to watch the filmmakers and figure out how to get that right, that really huge reveal.
First time you see her.
Was so exciting, and I think they just did it in such a beautiful way, and certainly took their time to really get it right. And just to know there's a day will come quite soon where the audience will get to see that was
Quite disturbing,
incredible.
isn't it, the story?
Yes,
I mean, to know
very,
where
very
it might
disturbing.
go, if this is the Nagini that we know from the future of this chronology, then it is very deeply, deeply disturbing.
Because Claudia plays her with such gentleness and
humanity, and it's very, very heartbreaking to try and imagine how we get from here to there.
And Esther, what's the relationship between Credence and Nagini?
Well, they're two people with magical terminal illnesses, I think is one of the important things. So they both have these degenerative illnesses that lead them inevitably, inescapably, towards death or dissolution or irreversible transformation. And then they're both people who have really been hurt by the world, who have been scorned, who have been rejected and abandoned. They're people who don't trust anyone, and they're trying to learn to trust each other. And they've come from different exploitive situations in both of their histories, and now when they meet in this new exploitive situation, which is the circus, the sideshow. So they sort of have a kinship and an understanding that's unique to the backgrounds and histories and circumstances and wounds that they share. That's my short form answer.
How about the relation between Newt and Tina in the second film that Eddie developed?
How about it? It's a bit fraught.
I love that word.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Fraught.
Onomatopoeic.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's so fraught.
So, in short, Newt's married somebody else.
Not true.
And Tina's not pleased about it.
True.
But there's all these really crazy action sequences. And during action sequences, it's really difficult to work out your personal relationship. So they start a conversation a lot throughout the film that they have a hard time finishing. So
It's hard to make out when people are trying to kill you.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
basically-
That's
what
the
this movie's about.
tagline. Love on the Run. It's that sort of
Love on the
situation.
Run. Is there a film called Love on the Run?
Probably 5.
Yeah, all of them terrible.
None of them with that poster.
But the love is still there. So you know, and the audience has the advantage again over us that they know we end up together and we don't. So we're in a much more worried
Right.
state about it than probably
Sort of like the
audience will.
Titanic is sailing in this part of the
Yeah.
film. I don't understand how it ends up under the water, but it's like the opposite of that emotionally. But it's like
Right,
the same.
but
as
the same as
See what I mean?
metaphorically.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah,
Is it
it
good?
works.
You like
Yeah.
Now there is a Chinese priest in the trailers, and we heard that Eddie actually talked something in Chinese, but it have been cut.
We had a wonderful woman in the camera department who is Chinese, and she was helping me. I was just trying to find words to sort of calm the creature down when he's pretty sort of stressed. And so I did say them, but they have been cut, unfortunately.
Can we-
Did such a good job that they were concerned it would be unrealistic that Newt would be able to speak.
How would he have such a good
So
accent?
they were like, "This isn't. We gotta go."
But you-
Right? Isn't that what happened?
I would
you-
get a sort of half thumbs up after each take as to how well I was doing.
But you did try to say the name of the beast.
Yeah, Zong.
So
Pretty good.
Can you still remember the first time you meet J.K. Rowling? Has she told some extra stories about the characters to you?
Yes and yes.
Yes.
I think we all probably remember quite clearly the first time we met her because,
I vaguely recall her
you know,
existing.
it's like meeting the president, except not the current president, but, you know, it's like
Unfortunately.
meeting Obama.
Yeah.
Somebody cool.
It was that literally that sort of thing of meeting someone that you admire so much who you sort of start looking at their skin and their hands.
Can't believe they're real and right in front of you.
They sort of
Yeah.
have chosen to wear particular clothes. You know, like you're
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
human being.
You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real?
"Oh my gosh!"
Hope I can meet her.
Yeah, it
And
was
then what
pretty
happened is
overwhelming.
I found that, like, because I only had an hour with her, it was like this first 10 minutes of sort of gently jaw dropped, not "Are you real?" followed by just like the two of us talking at each other for like an hour, trying to get as much information as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she often starts a sentence with, "I shouldn't be telling you this, but..."
Words we long to hear.
And then she gives us little bits about the next chapter.
Yeah. To which we say, "No, Jill. Of course you should."
Yes,
And
keep it
also
coming.
all of us
Yeah.
like have these individual conversations, and we sort of all want to be the ones to elicit the most information out of us.
Right.
It's always like, "No, why you can trust me?
Oh yeah.
Like, tell me."
Which, by the way, she can't trust any of us because, by the way, what happens then is like someone comes to set and is like,
Yeah.
Something you
"Joe
don't
told
know."
me some stuff," and then everyone like swarms them and it's like, "Run, tell me, give me the information. Who do you work for?"
We have some questions from our fans.
Yes.
They would like to know, like, how does Newt feel to stay in the middle of Dumbledore and Grindelwald? Does Newt feel that Grindelwald has a slightly jet or something?
Whoa.
Thrown out of Hogwarts for endangering human life.
That was an accident.
With a beast. Yet one of your teachers argued strongly against your expulsion. Now, what makes Albus Dumbledore so fond of you?
That's a cool question.
That's a really cool question. I hadn't thought of that so far. All I was, or Newt's busy dealing with in this film is like great love and admiration for his teacher, whilst also that thing like as a kid when you realise your parent is flawed or like has that realising that also he may be being used or manipulated in some way.
Dumbledore, why can't you go?
I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
And throughout the journey, he kind of discovers more and ends up slightly confronting his old teacher at the end of the film.
If you are able to keep a magical creature with you, who would you like to have?
A baby knitter.
Pick it.
A Leatherfold.
Which is the last flavor of the Bertie Bott's every flavor beans that you would try?
Vomit.
Oyster.
Second. Ooh, vomit.
If you could play any other character in the magical world, who would you like to be?
Credence.
Dobby. free elf.
Grindelwald.
Yeah, I would love to see that, Catherine. You would crush that. That would be amazing.
If you'd be able to learn one of the spells, what do you want to learn?
Abracadabra? Is that not cool?
Yeah, that is cool. But I'd like to learn. Petrificus Totalis is one of my favorites. I just like saying it.
Petrificus Totalis.
Stupefy.
Yeah, you stupefy them, then you lock them down, and I'll finish the job.
Done.
I'll do your dirty work. I know you guys are Hufflepuff.
Thanks.
I think you guys must answered many similar questions during the PR trip. So is there any topic that you really want to talk about, but so far just nobody asked you yet?
I have to say, actually, that in China we get asked the best questions that are usually the most surprising. And on the last tour, we came here, it was the second to last stop, and so we thought everything. And I got questions like, what was your favorite scene for Newt? And things that just coming at it from a different angle. And I love that so much too, because it's much easier to talk about your co-star than it is about yourself. And so bravo and your country for asking really brilliant questions.
I like that, I like to talk about, because I've studied with some people in China who are teachers, who are most of whom, like, their technical position is that they practice martial arts, but who are actual wizards who can do impossible, miraculous, phenomenal stuff. And some of the best codified histories of magic, divination, casting hexagrams from the I Ching, like, it comes from China. So I think that's fascinating, and I'm always sort of eager to talk about nerdy stuff like that, because I'm so fascinated by real esoteric history, and so much of the most potent real esoteric history you can find in codified form is in this country.
For me, the questions I love are quite often about, like, the process from going from a script to filming. Like, in this film, people think because of the scale of it that it's, big films are made a certain way, whereas what I love is all the different departments, from, like, the puppeteers to the, like, vis effects departments, to the choreographers, to the, like, to the set designers. That stuff I find, like, when I'm on set, I find it the most riveting, and I quite like
and
it's
they
real
don't
Hogwarts.
They don't get a lot of recognition in this part of the process when we're doing interviews. All these people, really, it's thousands of people that make this world possible, and really make our work easier, because they make the world feel believable and complete for us. And they're the real heroes.
The real magicians, too. I mean. So they both have these degenerative illnesses that lead them inevitably, inescapably towards death or dissolution or irreversible transformation. Who have been scorned, who have been rejected and abandoned, who can do impossible, miraculous, phenomenal stuff. I'm so fascinated by real esoteric history. Is it good?
Bravo.